Hello everyone, today I wanted to bring you the top 5 ball pythons that we picked out at the NARBC show at Tinley Park this year. These of course are just our picks. There was a absolutely ton of amazing animals at that show, but these 5 just kind of stood out to me, and we'll probably throw some honorable picks in there too, just of things that I enjoyed seeing as well. At number 5 from Kittinger Reptiles would be the Pastel Leopard Desert Ghost Clown. This is by no means a newer combo, but it just really stood out to me. This animal is just so crisp and clean. I'm just absolutely in love with what Desert Ghost does in this combo. Just in general, obviously, Leopard and Clown goes well together, DG and Clown goes well together, but the total package here is just a very, very clean, crisp, beautiful animal. Jason always makes quality animals. Anytime you go check out his table, there's going to be stuff that would contend on anyone's list, in my opinion. And that is no different in this one's case. At number 4 would be the Cypress Acid GHI Pastel Freeway from CD Constrictors. I believe that's the only one that I've included in this list that doesn't have a recessive in it in some way, but this is absolutely killer. It just blows up the freeway, almost looks like a post-apocalyptic version of a freeway, or maybe something from like Mad Max where it's been overgrown and has all the sand coming in. It's insane and intense. If not for the eye stripe on the side, the face pattern on this almost looks like it could be Clown in some way, just with all of the little dots on the head. Freeway is an incredibly popular combo in and of itself, but what Cypress and GHI work together to do is outstanding. Seeing this animal, I would almost think that there's got to be spot nose in it just with what it does to the head pattern, but it's not. Honestly, it's got to be the Acid and the Cypress working together to do that, in my opinion. The fact that the sides are just a nice, bright, mostly clean yellow and orange color, but then on the back of it, you start to get this broken freeway. It lives up to the name with acid and static and confusion. They kind of all are thought to be the same thing. They certainly do the same stuff, but I love how this animal takes my favorite thing, which is contrast, and does it with a mostly clean side and then contrast with the broken up and destroyed freeway. So you go from clean to chaos. It's another version of contrast that I think could really only improve with Desert Ghost and Clown, but this is an amazing looking animal and it deserves its number 4 spot. At number 3 from HB Reptiles would be the Pastel Ultramel Clown Pied. This was stunning. It's also the most expensive snake at the show at $1 million. We had some comments on the video when we showed this off. It's obviously not really for sale, but this, where do I even begin? It's got all of the clown pattern, but instead of in the breaks in the pattern, you get the purplish from the Ultramel coming in. The pictures here honestly do not do this justice in any way, shape, or form. Right next to this animal, there's a Super Pastel Ultramel Pied Het Clown. It doesn't have the visual clown obviously in there. The reason I mention this is because I want to call out the difference that the clown makes in this combo. Yes, it's a Super Pastel, but honestly that's not going to make that much of a difference that the clown does here. So look what the clown does to the purples that the Ultramel kind of brings in, and it just creates this crazy little patterning throughout it, and I love what it does to the head, how it brings it into the head. I just think it's one of the absolute most perfect combos that you could possibly get with this. Even the eyes match with everything on it. What I love about these shows is that there are some animals that I know I'm coming to see, and I know they're probably going to make this list. This isn't one of them. I didn't know this had been made, and I love being surprised. There's going to be one more on this list as well a little bit later that completely blew me away that I wasn't expecting either. At number 2 would be the Enchi Yellow Belly Lace Clown Pied from Canova. This is one that I definitely saw before I came to the show, and it's very deserving of a top spot, and it'll probably take number 1 on quite a few people's lists. I absolutely love what Clown Pied is anyways, but the brightness of this and the fact that it kind of almost like emanates, if that makes sense. You've got these very nice orangish yellows and different hues of them as well. On top of that, the darker portion of the pattern where the pied comes through, it's almost like one of the more reds I've seen on a ball python. I know when we talk about reds that we're being very generous, it's often more rust, but this, in my opinion, kind of comes close. It very much erupts from there. It almost looks like the top down of an erupting volcano with the lava spilling over top of it. Top that off with a really cool starship looking head stamp and a heart right above it. There's not much that you can't love about this snake. Our first honorable mention from Flynn Reptiles would be this absolutely stunning Paradox ball python. There's actually two of them in there that both look stunning, but I gotta call this one out. It posed for us. It knew that we were gonna show it off. This little one can't decide if it's an ivory or what. It's definitely an ivory on one side. If you look at these eyes, it's so cool because you have the ivory eye, and then on the other side, it's got some more orange dreamish going on in there. Kind of almost looks like freeways going on in there. I've seen stuff like that where it can't decide if it's a freeway or an ivory, which shouldn't be possible, but that's why I love paradoxes. We can't really plan for them. Not really anyway. So when you can get a paradox, it is so cool. I still would like something absolutely bonkers like this someday because it's so unique. Our other two honorable mentions would be from Canova as well, and we've got our Cypress, Spot-Nose, Yellow Belly, Lace, Red Stripe, Pin, Clown. A lot of words there, but the payoff is wonderful. I absolutely love pinstripe, and it's nice to see it be worked into a lot of combos. Now, obviously, it's hardly the only thing at work here with Cypress and Spot Nose changing up the pattern as well, and then you've got the Yellow Belly, Lace, and Red Stripe influencing the color, but Pin can also bring in some colors too when you combine it with other things. And this is just the absolute perfect storm. I think the Lace brightens this up, the Pinstripe and the Cypress and the Spot Nose work together to create this amazing animal that's got these rusty reds all over it that almost screams monsoonish. You've got these nice bright clean yellows, and then you've got an orange head with this just little almost stripe coming out of it. It's really stunning. Honestly, this could have been first on a lot of people's list too. I just don't like Canova hogging the whole list. Sorry, Justin. But this is a really cool animal, and that's why I couldn't not mention it in this video. And to go in the opposite direction of a more dark snake, we've got the Black Pastel, Wookie, Mojave, Yellow Belly, GHI Clown. And again, you've got something here that screams the Kraken in a way. Very nice, subtle grays essentially at the bottom of the animal, which go into a blackish brown. In between that, you've got little teeny orange patterns speckled throughout the animal and a very clean head. The only way to make this more perfect would be to probably darken those oranges and bring them a little more bright, probably lace, ironically. This in and of itself is outstanding. Again, I couldn't do this video without at least mentioning it. A lot of people in the last month or two, I think it was, saw the Desert Ghost Sunset. In my previous videos, I had mentioned how I thought Desert Ghost and Sunset were a match made in heaven, and that when that combo came out, it would blow us all away. But Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons released a video showing off the animal, and a lot of people, including himself, were left wanting a little bit. I still think it looked good, and I think it's going to age well, and I don't think it will get that brown out. But it didn't pop, I think, as some people might have thought. So enter this animal. At number 1 from Brad Boas would be the Cinnamon Sunset Lavender. This is the answer, I think, in my opinion. Sunset and lavender. I didn't know this animal was going to be here. I am blown away. I can't get over how bright this animal is, and I think when it ages, it's just gonna get even better. I really like how you've got these flaming kind of in it, where it just looks like it's actually on fire. And you see these little whites that are popping through, but you see these circles for the pattern in it. I think if you can work that pattern back into it, it will be even more stunning. And certainly cinnamon is having an effect here, so I almost would like to see it without the cinnamon, just as a frame of reference even. But the end result here is a bright orange snake, which is what we want out of the Sunset project, right? And that's what we're getting. So let's see where that takes us, because I'm pretty excited about Sunset now that I've seen this animal. I hear it a lot with people say Sunset browns out. Sunset's an incredibly popular gene, and I don't think that no matter what you feel about it, that's going to change. This animal really shows off that potential, in my opinion. I agree that I think getting pied into this to add more contrast is the next step. Things that add more to that pattern, I think, are the only things that would make this more perfect. In the end, I'm really excited about the future of this particular project, and I'm really reinvigorated with where Sunset is going after seeing this. To me, it was the surprise star of the show. As of recording this video, we just hit 1,000 subs, and I would be remiss not to say thank you. At the NARBC, many people came up to us and talked to us and told us that they loved our content, and some people took pictures with me, which is incredibly incredibly humbling. And all I can say is thank you, and once again turn the attention to the man behind the camera, my brother. The channel would not be what it is without him. We're still working on a 1,000 subscriber video. If you have any ideas on, shoot them down in the comments because I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, we'll come up with our own lame idea. If you like this video, please consider checking out our Tinley Park complete walkthrough right here and our uncut video right here.